What is going on, guys? It is March. We are back at Lake Springfield for another break even. Let's get into it. All right, so we're on the tee of hole one. It's March, so you guys should be getting a little familiar with these videos. We're about 300-ish feet directly uphill, super uphill, and so play's probably a little closer to like 350, 360. Not the easiest shot in the world, but one that I'm okay getting a 3 on. I have not succeeded in the goal yet, so our live stream's up to 4 hours. This is a pretty fair weather day. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and we're down by the lake right now, so it's a little breezy down here, but I think at certain parts of the course, conditions will be pretty favorable. Cameron and I basically decided that I have to be under par after the first 5. That's gonna give me the best opportunity. And so that's the goal today. If it doesn't come on this hole, that's fine. I'm thinking hole 3, 4, 5, one of those I have to get. One of those has to happen. So got to get a par here at least. So we're just going to try to get as far up the hill as we can, try to look in for a putt. I'm going with Luster Champion Wraith. This one's actually pretty understable, and we've got a little crosswind coming off the water. So hopefully if I can just get it high on Annie, it'll kind of just start carrying over. Oh, I threw it so low. Great angle, though. So that's going to be fine, though. Yeah, I'll get a par from there. That's okay. It's hard to, your first shot of the day, to throw it 25 feet higher than you feel like you want to. So this is a hard starting hole, to just mentally make yourself throw it really high in the air. Honestly, just kind of in jump putt range. Tailwind should drop it. So I'm just gonna jump putt pretty hard and try to get it up there by the basket. Oh, it slipped out of my hand. That was a pretty bad roll. Just slipped out of my hand. If I'm right behind the tree, it's gonna be super annoying, but if I'm not, it should be all right. This is not the putt you wanted, an Anheuser putt and a tailwind around a big tree from 20 feet on hole 1. This is not what you wanted. Yeah, that's super annoying. I'm sure there's a possible universe where I would double bogey that hole, but bogey's pretty much as worst as I can do. Yeah, so that's a really bad start. Hole 2 is also really hard. I'm not gonna get a birdie. Par actually would be above my average on this hole thus far. So yeah, not looking good for us off the start here. But it's 393 feet. The tee pad is pointed in no way, shape, or form near the basket, which is super cool. So basically you kind of have to run at a diagonal on the tee pad. You're trying to just pick an alleyway here on the fairway. My alleyway now is I'm just actually gonna commit to throwing it at the tree. And if I hit the tree, that's fine. But I've tended to try to hit one of the gaps and I'll hit the tree. So I think I'm actually just gonna try to hit the tree, and if I miss left, it should be fine because I'll be off to the left somewhere, upshot. Hopefully isn't terrible and I get a putt, or same thing on the right. So, and it gives me the most straight run up. So I'm just actually aiming for that middle tree. Yeah, missed that one. Okay, no birdies in sight, but that should be an easy par. Don't want this one to get away from me, throwing the 4S Wizard. Hopefully it'll just hit and sit. Or go in. Right by that. A par on 2 is never the worst thing ever for me. I don't hate that. Hole 3 is 406 feet, right bender to a basket on a mound down there. You can go down this alleyway. I also like the hyzer route over there just because I'm a hyzer thrower. We actually, the wind's kind of rotated on us now. It's actually kind of coming from our back now, a little right to left. So I actually think it favors the backhand hyzer. So we're gonna go 100 bird on hyzer, try to crash it down there. I like that. Go in. Oh my gosh. It skipped on the road pretty early, so I've got a really scary putt, but a look. All right, talked with my caddy. We're probably just outside of the circle with the mound. If I go for it and don't hit metal, or even do hit metal, I could potentially roll down the mound. Could be 20, 25 feet coming back to the mound. And so again, this is one, if I wasn't already 1 over, I'd feel a lot better about laying it up because I would like to get a birdie here. This is a birdieable hole, but I think I would much rather be 1 over than 2 over. And so I think I'm just gonna lay up, take my medicine. It's kind of an unfortunate skip, but surely it hit flat enough, it's not gonna roll. Hole number 4 is 376 feet. A couple of different options to get to the basket. You've got a very safe alleyway forehand. You've got a flex forehand through the big trees right here, or a straight hyzer backhand that fades down to the basket. The road and beyond is all out of bounds. So for me, the easiest way to not go out of bounds is to take the backhand straight shot, but there are a lot more trees involved, so a little bit more luck oriented. But it worked out for me last week, or not last week, last month. I didn't get the birdie, but I was down there, had a putt, missed it. That's okay though. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to do again. Just try to punch it straight. Again, this middle tree right there, just trying to hit it. Just trying to hit that tree. Because if I miss left or right, I should be down towards the basket. Huh. Oh, there it went. Crosswind kind of helped me out right at the very end. I think I'm near the basket, maybe deep, but the crosswind picked it up like right at the end of its flight and moved it, so that was huge. All right, this is definitely what the doctor drew up. This is what I'm trying to do, obviously, every time on this hole. Great birdie. Love having a tap-in birdie where I don't have to putt. That gets the confidence going a little bit, so that's really helpful. Hole 5, par 3, is about 350 feet. Shapes a lot like hole 1, just farther and not quite as uphill. So I'm gonna be throwing the same disc, just trying to commit to the height. Hopefully it'll flip over a little bit and turn over there. All right, I think we're well short still, but I mean, jump putt pretty easily, I think. All right, great shot. Just got to make the putt count. All right. Cameron said, Jacob, you need to just like stop spinning the disc. So run that one back. If it had more than 4 rotations, tell me, because I don't think it did. Hole number 6 is a par 5, 930 feet. You've seen it before. Basically a straight shot all the way down 450 feet and then another 480-ish feet directly left. So it makes a big 7 shape from an aerial view. Basically just try to get all the way across, what I'm going to try to do today. You can kind of lay up short of the tree over there across the bridge if you want to try to go that route. It's basically birdie at best. Par is more what you're playing for if you do that. But just right now with the wind I've got coming at my back, this disc has been flying pretty straight. Cameron said the right side's pretty cleared up if I get past the light pole, past the bridge. So I feel pretty good to try to go for it a little bit. And then if I go for it, it's like par is worst case scenario in most regards, unless I go out of bounds or something. So gonna try to blast it straight. Missed that. Oh, good redirection. Oh, but it's just short. Okay.
That's like a perfect landing spot layup, though.
Yeah, that's fine. I was honestly thinking, I'm like, okay, I'll be on the right. It'll be fine, but that's okay, still too. Landed right here. A little bit too much stuff right in front of me to like really feel comfortable trying to like cut off the corner a little bit. If I was maybe 40, 50 feet up the path a little bit, I'd feel a little more confident. So we're just gonna go with a straight skipping shot with a Firebird. I don't have to go very far to get to the corner, so I'm gonna be throwing it low on like a pretty decent amount of hyzer, trying to just get some flare to the left. Oh, but I threw it really low. Okay. Not nearly as left as I wanted, but I'm in the open. Very far from the basket. This is where like my tee shot in an ideal world would have landed. Because then you just blast something as hard as you can and you have a pretty easy birdie. Whereas now I'm trying to kind of do that for par. So just trying to throw this this Thunderbird about as hard as I can over the road. Trying to land back in the middle of the fairway. If I skip into the grass, should have a little flick forehand out. If I skip into the stuff on the left, none of it's hazard or out of bounds or anything like that. So just can't go in the road. Oh boy, yeah, I got scared after I slipped. That's honestly not terrible though. I did not go far, but I stayed on the high side of the road to where I can throw a hyzer into the basket. Like that was honestly not the worst case scenario. So like I said, didn't progress very far, but you can see the basket up there. And I have this whole wide open opening to the right. So got a couple cars coming, just kind of stalling me out, icing me, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to go MD5, hyzer, skip down there. I think that should be all right. Oh, big roll though. Yeah, that's the, oh wow, it literally rolled into the tall stuff. That's crazy. I mean, that's the price you pay. I knew that going into the shot that can be a result. Bummer. This is again, not one that like I got a par on this in the first month and then had a par putt in month 2 and doinked a short one. So like, to get a bogey here is not like the end of the world for me, especially being at the score I was at. I'm back to even now. The back-to-back birdies is really helpful, so I'm not super discouraged there. Like I said, unfortunate bogey, but like I'm not banking on getting birdies on that hole. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna be normal for me. So bogey is again not the worst in that scenario. That's one that I'm kind of like hoping I have some birdies on deck so that I can spare a bogey, and I did, so that was good. Hole 7, straight shot, basically 520 feet, and then it ducks to the left about 15 or 20 feet at the end to the edge of a dried out creek bed that plays casual. So no OB, but woods on the right and the left. It can be a little treacherous. Right now it's not terrible. Still early springtime, so not super leaves on the trees and stuff. So basically straight shot, and then hyzer shot, hopefully I have a putt. I threw it so low. Kind of babied it. Yeah, I don't like being left. I really don't, but it's okay. Didn't throw quite high enough, but honestly, fine result though. Yeah, fine result. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for that encouragement. Great birdie putt there. Builds the confidence up. Hole number 8 is 235-ish feet. Probably the easiest hole on the course, and I've parred it both times I've played it. So really would like to get a birdie here. We're gonna go with a Metal Flake Rock 3. Just try to put it high up in the air, a little bit of hyzer. Headwind is now kind of discouraging me a little bit. That's okay. Threw it too low. Give me some movement forward. Not a lot. Yeah, still not what I wanted, but easily the most makeable putt I've had thus far. Normally I've been in that ditch the last 2 months, so happy to have a look at it at least, but not really a whole lot of trouble behind it, so I can kind of run it freely, so we're gonna give it a chance. So right. It was short. I wasn't ever making it there anyway, but that was not a great effort. Hole number 9, 786 feet, hard par 4 for me anyway. Basically, straight shot out to the initial bend in the fairway, and then probably about 450-ish feet up to the basket. Kind of goes up a hill at the very end. Basically, for me, it's throw it as straight as I can. If it starts to turn, that's great. But throw it as straight as I can, and then as straight as I can again, upshot, hopefully get a par. The beautiful thing is that I'm sitting at 1 under. So if I get a bogey here, I'm still at even, and that's fine. The goal is to break even, so I do need to be under pars, but being at even through 9 is okay. And if I get a par, I'm under par through 9, which is even better. So I feel like I'm in a comfortable spot. Just gonna try to hit this wraith hard. If it turns over, it should be fine. Stay straight, should be fine. So I'm just gonna duck.
You're right in the way of it.
Even still? Just as I duck too, or no? Yeah. Oh, because you're so down at the hill. Yeah. Good spot for me. Totally fine with this location. Very far away still. Not going to get a birdie, but if I can just keep something straight and bite off some distance, it should be a pretty routine upshot. Get a par. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. Should be, honestly, might even be like a jump putt. We'll see. Not sure how short that is. The distance is just really awkward. Hole 10, 334 feet. The wind is not optimal for me today. The basket's right up there. Typically my play is to try to just throw a hyzer shot that crashes towards the basket. But we've got a left to right crossing tailwind, and that's just gonna make a hyzer just go straight. It's not gonna let it fight back to the left at all. So I'm gonna take the Mindbender out wide on Annie, just kind of let it float over, see if we can make something happen. Out there is so much openness that an upshot should be pretty easy. Yeah, a little more Annie would have been really good, but like I said, it's out there. It should be an easy upshot. All right, so what's nice about this shot is, like, I'm short and a little left, obviously, but it's just a jump putt. So I still have like a circle 2, edge of circle 2 bid, to where worst case scenario is obviously a par. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Hole 11 is 431 feet. Basically, you can throw a big turnover shot, or you can try to go up this little skinny alleyway here. I'm not gonna reach the basket, so I'm just really hoping that I can be somewhere that I can put it within drop-in distance so I can make it. Got a ripping headwind left to right, so gonna be tough here, but we're gonna try to see what we can do. That's not terrible. Well up the fairway. Should be able to get an upshot up there. Would have liked to go a little bit farther than that.
Yes, sir. Had to have it.
Had to have it. Hole 12, 378 feet. Pick a gap here. I'm really never using the right gap. It's tough because if I don't get out of this section, I'm going to get a bogey. And right now I'm even. And bogey's like, if I get a bogey here, I cannot bogey hole 13. Or we're going to be in trouble. But if I can get par here, basically I can only manage one bogey in the next 2 holes. So I have to get out of the gap. So part of me just wants to throw a flick roller. But I would still be really far away from the basket. I could still mess that up potentially. Whereas if I throw the backhand confidently on the left side gap, I've been driving the disc pretty well, I feel like, for the most part. So I'm just going to be confident, try to throw it on the left side. Dang it! That was the last one. All right, that could not have gone much worse. If there was no wind, I'd probably throw that yellow rock 3. But
I like this T-bird play, though.
yeah, I want to make sure I get it there. Yeah. I just can't tell if that went like way too far or not.
I don't think so. I think the headwind was just holding it up. That's why maybe.
Maybe. Get up. All right, guys, we'll see you next month. It was fun while it lasted. Okay, it's not all but lost, but yeah, it's basically over now. We're gonna try our best here, but I'm not probably gonna pick up 3 birdies in these last 5. But I mean, we're going for a PR at any rate. You know, 2 more hours on a live stream is good for you guys, and I'll try to get my PR. So, hole 13 is 1,153 feet. We've got a ripper of about a 15-mile-an-hour headwind coming back in my dome. Yeah, and it's 1,100 feet directly in the direction of the headwind. So, farthest shot, farthest shot, farthest shot, farthest shot, upshot, bogey is my prediction. Now go left, go left, go left, go left. Thank you. Nose up. Bad shot. Oh, I slipped. Not terrible, though. I just burned over, but stop, stop, stop. Okay. We're not like super far from the basket, but we're not close. Kind of threw it too hard, I think, unless it goes in. All right, that's not terrible. Not terrible. Get higher. Get high. I mean, I knew it immediately. The dream is definitely dead now, but at least I'm not putting left and right. Feels a little better of a situation, I guess. Bad bogey there. We're at 3 over. That means I have to have 4 of the last 5. Not good. Not good at all. I think 3 over is my personal best at Lake, so there's still birdies here to get. We're in a good wind situation here for this hole, which is, yeah, so got to try to take advantage of it. Going with the green wraith hasn't really let me down much today. It's 375 feet. Basically pick a lane. I'm going to be going more on the right side, kind of hoping to do a hyzer flip and then kind of start fading back to the basket after it's past the trees. So going to give it a little try. Yeah, I think that's great. It'll at least give me a chance. All right, squad, this is what we came for. That feels good. Hole 15 is a par 3, 399 feet. Right down that hill there. Plays like 270 feet because it's so downhill. Really, in a headwind, it's gonna be a little trickier just because it's fighting the wind a little bit. But for the most part, if you just give it the height, it should be crashing down there towards the basket. So that's just what I'm trying to do. That's gonna be really inside though. Yeah, oh my gosh. All right, I mean, it gives me a look. Get there. Aye. 715-foot par 4 here is hole 16. Very straight shot, kind of goes down the hill on the other side and then cuts to the left about another 280 to 300 feet. Basically, for me, you can try to throw a distance driver and like get to the corner. That's like what really good guys do. But that's not usually my skill set. I'm trying to kind of lay up on the high side of the hill and see the whole alleyway. It makes the upshot much longer, but usually guarantees that I don't go in the woods to the left where then birdie's out of play entirely. So trying to take my more stable T-bird and just put it up on the high side of the hill over here. Yep. I mean, that's about what I wanted. I'm going to be really far from the basket, but I'll have a look at it. Ah, grip locked it. That was the perfect flight too, but I grip locked it. Straight flight, just grip locked it. That was the flight I wanted. Dang. Might be kind of short still, but. Oh, just, I mean, did you see it just stay up?
Yeah.
Stop throwing it to the right of the basket, you idiot. All right, I'm gonna call it a gentleman's concession on 16. Cameron and I have been going at it all day, and I'm 4 over going into the last 2. And even if there was a universe where I went ace-ace on 17-18, that's okay. I don't think it's a universe I want to live in. So, because even still, I actually couldn't. Even if I aced-ace, I'd still be at even. I would not be at 1 under. So, yeah, it's all right though. Probably my best effort, honestly. The wind has picked up on the back 9, which is a bummer. But I'm just missing easy things. Like duffed up shot on 1, duffed up shot right here. My putt was good. I'm just putting into a headwind. The putt was awesome, but the headwind just kept it in the air. So like, I don't feel bad about my first putt here. Comebacker was bad, but it was a 25-footer uphill. So again, I'm just me. I'm not making those on a regular basis. So driving felt good. Like I felt like off the tee, I was fine on a lot of holes. I got a lot more birdies than I normally get, which is good. I have to not, I got a bogey on 10 off of a missed 4-footer. Yeah, just easy. There are really easy things that if I didn't mess up those really easy things, I don't think I would have succeeded today because hole 12 was still, hole 12, double bogeys are going to happen on that one for me. This one, I think double bogeys are going to happen, but it shouldn't have happened because I had a really bad upshot, which made it for a really hard putt, back to a really hard putt, tap in. So if I have a good upshot, I make a putt, I have a par. So there's just little things that can be fixed. I think that'll help a lot. Driving was good though. So that's optimistic for me that I had like one shining thing that I can recall back to and be like, yeah, this part of the game was good. A couple of good putts. I mean, maybe two or three pretty good ones, but outside of that, just not confident, missing really easy ones, messing up easy up shots. So got to clean that up, but we're up to 6 hours, 0 for 3. So hopefully April will get a different tune, but we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for following along with us. If you're not already, make sure you subscribe. We'd love to get to see where you might like to see us do a challenge like this in the future. Obviously we're doing this here because it's local to us, but if you guys have a course, in the Missouri area that we could try to come out to every once in a while and do a similar challenge with, we'd love to do it. So leave a comment down below letting us know where we should go. We appreciate you guys. Come back in April, see if I can finally beat this challenge one time, see if it's just gonna be 24 hours. I guess we'll see, but we'll see you guys next month in the next video. Ozark Mountain Disc to the moon.